Hello and welcome to the British Football Guy. This is a GPTP episode. It's getting paid to poo. With me in this session, I have my good friend TJ. TJ, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I can't say that I'm doing too great that I'm here with you pooping, but I am happy to be here. It's great to be here in Phoenix. It's lovely. It's been beautiful.
Well, as you said, this is our first episode that we're actually doing in Studio 25, which we named. And the reason I call it Studio 25 is I accidentally drunk bought two Clyde Edwards-Helaire helmets. And he's number 25. So Studio 25 is what we've called it. But this is the first live session that we're doing in person. When Ben and I do it, it's across states and internets. So today we've got two Getting Paid to Poop episodes. And this one is going to be the worst NFL helmets and color combos with those helmets that we have. And we're both going to kind of give you a rundown of our top 10. So TJ's from... fuck it, you tell everybody where you're from. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, I'm originally from upstate New York, then to Austin, then to San Jose, and now I am in Phoenix today. Moving back to New York in a couple of weeks.
And you're a big Arsenal fan?
I am a big Arsenal fan. Not the greatest season this year, but hoping... We ended things pretty well. I mean, 5 straight wins, so...
You take
We're going to just ignore the Villarreal loss, and...
Me too.
Yeah.
Not the Harvey Weinstein Me Too, but the Me Too and like getting beat by Villarreal.
Yeah, I mean, hey.
Don't cancel me for that. But talk to me about football. So what, to give some context, TJ was one of my groomsmen at our wedding. I met my wife on Tinder. This isn't a Tinder commercial. Maybe we do. Maybe we can get some money from Tinders.
Hey, Tinder, you're listening.
It has a purpose. Well, it has a few purposes. So we met in Austin, and you really got me into football. In all honesty, it was you that probably got me properly into football because of fantasy football. And we've been playing in the more expensive fantasy league that I play in. And what happened last year with our fantasy league?
The high rollers, yeah. So Ollie joined our... started this I think it was probably about 10 years ago now. Just a family league. Just trying to get trying to get some more money from them, I guess. I had a fantasy football league with my college friends, but I knew it was something that like my younger brother and my dad would probably get into, so I kind of got them into it. We started a smaller group. I think our first season was 6 teams. It was very interesting, and now I think we've gotten up to 14 teams at some point. I think we went down a little bit this year. But yeah, so we've been doing the fantasy football league this year, and it's been great.
I tell you what, though, I know it's bad. I do love your mum, but I do particularly enjoy beating her. I don't know why it is I think one season she was doing really well. So
probably not the season she drafted teams based on the names that she liked. That was one of the early years. I'm telling you, it was easy money at the beginning. It was.
Well, the biggest thing with this league and the biggest gripe I have against your brother, and also kind of against you with this, was I was flying back from London one championship game, and I couldn't calculate the time difference right. And I had Todd Gurley, remember, who was out, and I'd picked CJ Anderson to come in. And I'd have won the bloody championship.
Would have.
Exactly. And you just text me saying, do you know Todd Gurley's out? And I was halfway across the Atlantic at the same time. I was
you were over Greenland at that point.
Right,
I think when I sent that. That sent Ryan ahead of you.
Exactly.
And it wasn't the greatest end to your season because I think you were doing pretty well.
Top of the league.
Yeah, top of the league.
Favorite. But anyway, at least...
Statistically.
At least this year, I got my just rewards and won the Egan family fantasy league for the first time. I'm a proud Egan. He
finally gotten the crest. We've etched out his name in the trophy. It's still in the factory. We'll get a dolly at some point.
Well, look, so This Getting Paid to Poop episode might be a little bit longer than the old 10-minute one since we're already 5 minutes in. But gives you a bit of context. TJ is going to be with us tonight, so we're going to do a few episodes. So that will give you some insight into that. Now, look, what I kind of, you confuse me with, but I love at the same time, is who you support in football. Because it doesn't really, well, partly makes sense.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't make any sense. We don't need to mince any words here. Like I said, I grew up in upstate New York. My dad is a diehard Bills fan, like season ticket holder in the 80s, season ticket holder from 88 to 92 when they went to 4 straight Super Bowls. He went to all 4 Super Bowls. Unfortunately, they did not win any of them. Jeez. So I kind of just grew up I was born in 88. I was born into this just despair. just 4 years of terribleness for about, getting to the point, I'm a Jacksonville fan. So I've never been to the Super Bowl. I'd like to someday. So, I don't know. I have to imagine it's worse being to 4 Super Bowls and not winning any than never being to any. Because I would imagine being so close and not actually winning it has to hurt more than just sucking for 25 years.
I guess it's like coming second in the Bachelorette or something like that. You're so close to getting the ring. But you know what? I actually talked about this, I think, with Ben before, was... it was a boom or bust episode. It's like, do you throw everything in and potentially have to spare for 8 years, or are you a habitual playoff team? But I have a friend that I work with, and she's a Bills fan. Because my knowledge goes back to 7 years, and they were making some jokes at work, and I was like, yeah, I get it. I'm like, what the fuck are they talking? And it was the Bills. I didn't realize something like kind of, and it's wide left, or there's or it's
wide left. Yeah, that was like, in the Super Bowl. Yeah.
So I didn't realize. So it's technically with Josh Allen last year. Well,
they were favorites to win the Super Bowl, and it was the final play of the game, and he pushed it wide left, and if he makes it, they are Super Bowl champions.
So so your dad was a Bills
fan,
and now you're a Jags.
We don't talk about that.
But, so why
that
Jags? Because you don't live near Florida.
Hey, the year 1996. Mountain Dew, this guy's favorite drink. Guess who is on that can? A Jaguar, a Jacksonville Jaguar, because you have Mountain Dew for some reason is sponsoring Jacksonville, and Pepsi is sponsoring Carolina. So, up until that point, I was a Bengals fan because, hey, I loved orange and they had stripes.
You were 8, so that makes sense.
I was 8. They were cool.
Colors were cool.
My dad he basically told me, don't root for the Bengals. It was just, after those 4 years, I was 4. I grew up he just stomped around the house, just not liking the Bills. So, as the years have gone on, I love the Bills now. They're my other team. But as an 8-year-old, I don't know. I love Mountain Dew. They were on the can. I just got into them. I love Mark Brunell. I love Fred Taylor. They had Jimmy Smith, Keenan McCardell. I loved that late 90s, early 2000 Jacksonville team. And that 1999 AFC, it was either a divisional or championship game where they beat the Dolphins 62-7, and it ended Dan Marino's career. And it was just, I remember watching that game and just seeing Fred Taylor and Keenan McCardell just go crazy in that game. And I was 11, so I was just like, yep, that's my team, and I'm loyal. I stick with my team, and I don't know why. But here I am all these years later, still just
drinking Mountain Dew.
Watching Pounding Dew and watching the Jags just get rocked. It's an unhealthy combination, but It makes it fun.
I never knew that. I honestly thought it was more recent that you started supporting the Jags, and it's like it's interesting.
I can't even say I wish because they when in the last 15 years. I mean, we can go back to David Garrard versus Pittsburgh in 2007. I think is the greatest highlight ever since their recent playoff push a couple years ago. But it's been a dismal decade and a half.
So I know we are going to do an episode on the Jags because I think there's a lot of pieces.
We'll do a deep dive.
We'll do a deep dive into it. But I think, with the Jags, it's like, well, no, we're going to go into this a little bit more detail. But yeah, I didn't know it was that far back. And it's interesting because my knowledge of the NFL goes back 7 years. And like I said, you realistically are the one that got me into football and really, fantasy football and that kind of thought, actually, rather than just loving NBA and having to know 10 players on a roster or 12 players on a roster, got me into the NFL. So I know with the Jags, like you talk about names, like I have no idea who you just talked about for the last 4 minutes.
Well, I mean, some of them are a shame. Like Jimmy Smith is still not in the Hall of Fame. And I mean, if you did like a blind name and stats, like Jimmy Smith would be in the Hall of Fame. But it's just he played for the Jags and they didn't win anything. So it's a small market team with they don't get a lot of national attention. Mm-hmm. So it's just
okay. So you know what, I'm going to make a note of that because you did say something about national attention. I'm going to bring that up on the Jags episode. But yeah, look, I know this is a getting paid to poo episode. We're actually at kind of about 12 minutes now. So this is, maybe you've had a curry the night before, maybe you've had a wild one. This is probably going to be about 30 minutes. So it's a big poo.
It's a big poo.
And also
2-person poo. Maybe
it's a twofer.
You got to finish first.
The other thing is part of what we're doing on the British Football Guys, when we do have friends visiting out of town, a little bit like Drunk History, we're doing the Drunk British Guy episodes as well. So I don't think we're a few bottles of wine down, but we are moving on to the whiskey and bourbon. So, all right, look, so tonight what we're doing is the worst football helmets color combo. And I'm going to let you do the first one. So worst 10, so starting with number one's going to be your worst. So the 10th worst, you go first.
So not the worst.
Not the worst. The 10th, it's a countdown.
Slightly least offensive.
Yeah. The worst of the third.
Okay.
The 30th.
Mine is a combination of color combo. I think I went a little bit more on general design, not so much on color.
Because we know that the helmets change.
Exactly.
But the one that comes on the sticker on the.
So this first one might rub some people the wrong way, but I mean my 10th least offensive out of 10 is the Jets.
Okay.
I am not a huge fan of just having the Jets spelled out on the side.
It's lazy.
They've had some good designs, but the latest one is just Jets spelled out and with the green. And I feel like they had the good one with the white helmet with the green circle. It's still just spelled out Jets. One of 3 teams that just spells out their name in the helmet. So
do you know what? So Porsche Designs. I know your dad has a Porsche, so yeah. I know he's an avid listener of the podcast. But Porsche designers are lazy because they design the front just like the back, and every single iteration of a Porsche is the same. I feel that's the Jets. It's lazy design. I do have the Jets on my list, but it's not number 10.
Okay.
And look,
it's worse. So you find them more offensive.
More offensive.
Okay, all right.
But the reason about helmets is, and I'm going to do a bit of a push to pristineauction.com because you can buy helmets at very good prices. This isn't our fictitious sponsor.
The gels are always on sale.
I haven't even looked because it's so offensive. But the other piece, what I think with soccer is you have jerseys, and we both love jerseys. In fact, Arsenal's jerseys, and I even texted you the other day
those
saying
new ones.
the new ones, the
Yellows.
retro ones, they're beautiful. And I think Man United's the new sponsor's going to ruin any jersey. I mean, wait to see it's fucking trash.
Wait, it can't be. They have a new, not Chevrolet?
It's not Chevrolet. It's not.
Okay, it cannot be worse than
It's something
the big
like-
Chevrolet.
I think it's a German version of like TiVo. It's like TV Viewer, and it's fucking awful.
To me, we're getting on a tangent, but that Chevrolet on the United was probably
Pretty ghastly.
If we can do another episode of ranking the Premier League sponsors, that would be my number one. Ugh. Next to Chelsea, where I keep thinking everyone is number 3.
Oh my god, yes. But I tell you what I love about helmets is it's gladiatorial.
Yeah,
That's a verb, adjective. It's an adjective. It's gladiatorial.
I failed English, so
So I
you're the
think
one with proper English. You should be lecturing me.
it's an adjective. But when you look at it, you can do so much design with, but you can also put like kind of fear into somebody. There's a visual of it, right? And you can live in you live in the helmet, but you can, if you put a crown on your fucking head, or if you put a helmet, like you're in the zone. So and I'm going to talk about some of my favorite ones in the next Getting Paid to Poo episode, but it's like, so if you've got that opportunity, why would you just spell out the jets?
Exactly. I think that's my biggest problem with it. Like, I mean, you have jets, like fighter jets. Like that is, as a kid, like I love
cool.
playing with jets. Like I wanted to be a fighter pilot until I realized if you're tall, you can't fit in them. That dashed my dreams. But I like jets were just like such a cool thing. And to just like, oh, well, yeah, we'll just spell it out. Like they had the couple years where they at least like spelt out the letters, and it like the T was like kind of the tail fin. And I guess that was a little bit better. But I mean, like, come on, let's just go into it. Like, let's be the New York fighter jets or something. Like,
And that's what it's about. The jets is about fighter jets.
I strike this from the record if it is. If this is about the West Side Story jets.
I hope it is. It's just dancers. They really should have.
They just have ballet shoes.
Strikes fear in every. I mean,
You're not going to win many Super Bowls.
okay, all right. We're still at 10. So, okay, look, I'm going to be quick with my one. It's the 49ers, and similarly, because I like the colours, gold and red, lovely colours. The fans that I've met have all been a bunch of cunts, if I'm honest. I mean, sorry, you live in the Bay now, but bunch of arseholes, kind of Guidos. But anyway, 49ers, great colours, but again, they're just typing out what it is, say what it is. It's the 49ers.
Yeah.
And for the longest time, as a teenager, I honestly thought they were called the 69ers, but I also didn't know what the 69ers were. I didn't know what a 69 was. I remember I went to, and this is going on tangent as well. I remember I was going to, I think it was like a Burton's or a Top Man in the UK.
Yeah.
And I went with my dad to White Rose, which was like kind of shopping mall, and it had a T-shirt that said 69. And I knew it was something cool, but I didn't really know what it was. So I'm with my dad. He's buying me this T-shirt as maybe like a 12, 13-year-old that says 69. So the 49ers is number 10 for me just because it's lazy.
Yeah, so they've just kind of been hit by this unfortunate experience.
Well, imagine when I went to college, it's like, hey, do you want a 49?
We're good. Digging for gold?
All right, okay. Who's your number 9?
My number 9 is the Buccaneers. I know. I just feel like I might get a little bit of flack for this, but it's just I feel like if you're going with the Buccaneers, you could have done a little bit better than what looks like something that could be at like the Pirates of the Caribbean Disney ride. I don't know if it is just the adjacency to Orlando, if Disney is paying, but it's a little too cartoony. You'll see in my other list, that is a common theme. It's just, yeah, it's a little too cartoony. I would have liked, all right, you could do Buccaneer, like Pirates. Another team did it really well. It was not the Buccaneers.
I remember you saying to me before, you like the original one.
Yeah, yeah.
Sweet.
Like give me the original. He's got a feather in his mouth. Like, he means business.
You know,
Have
he's
you
been to
ever
some
met
slutty clubs.
anyone with a feather? I mean, I could just end the sentence there.
All right, so that's your number 9. Number 9 for me. Let's track it down. Tennessee Titans. Okay, so they have like baby blue colors, which is sweet for a newborn, and it used to be the Oilers, so they're kind of taking that. But they're Titans, and the Titans was Greek mythology.
It's garbage.
It's I don't know what it's a T with some.
I don't know
shit
what
on
it
the back.
is. I think that's the biggest problem. Like what is it? Like sometimes it's a sword.
Oh, it is.
I've seen it manifested as a sword. I don't know. I also have that one on my list, and it's just
I'd like to think I'm relatively creative. And if you give me the Titans, I'm gonna go crazy on that. Like
I mean, Titans. Like it is.
What's bigger than the Titans? Maybe like Ultron. Or,
I mean, that was like Hercules. There was like the
I mean, he had to take
the Disney Hercules thing. There was like the 5 different Titans, and they was like fire. Yeah, like you could have done a lot of.
It looks like a
things.
rosette that you would win at like a Texas State fair for.
I
doing
mean, the
money.
T fits too.
Yeah,
Texas.
Okay, so that's maybe what it's about. All right, so
But they're Tennessee. Oh, I guess Tennessee. Yeah.
are we on your number 9 or your number?
No,
8?
I got number 8.
Number 8. Okay.
The Patriots.
Ooh.
No.
You're not just being salty.
Oh, this is definitely. Oh, this I said I was going to be unbiased, but I'm 100% biased. And 75% biased because I have my own team in this. Spoiler alert. Yeah, the Patriots. I mean, this also does go to the Buccaneers pick, where the old Patriots helmet, I mean, might be one of the greatest helmets of all time, with the old Patriot in the stance. Yeah, the flying Elvis. I'm sick of seeing it. I hate it.
That makes
So I mean, it's just, yeah. It's at this point, it has as much negative connotations as it does with its design. Like I don't like the design, even if I did. Like, yeah.
All right, we're probably going to come back to the Patriots. Maybe not in this part of the episode, but
interesting.
Exactly. All right, so number 8 for me. Shit, where did I put it? Oh, the Cowboys.
Oh, wow, really?
The Cowboys.
You'd hate a star? Do you hate light outside?
I mean, look, if I look at my daughter's toys, it's a stencil. It's a stencil that you make
None
cookies.
of this is based on. Is this a art contest?
Partially.
Okay,
But it's
fair enough.
apparently America's team, and we're going to talk about that when you were saying about kind of pushed in broadcasting. But the name's the Cowboys.
Yeah,
Cowboys are fucking cool. I remember I used to dress up as a
star.
and it's a star.
Doesn't that just connotate cowboys to you? No, it doesn't.
I think of Yellowstone. I think
doesn't to me
a man getting branded.
Yeah, I don't. I'm missing something with this. I'm sure your Dallas listeners will fill us in, but I do not know. Yeah,
There's at least one. I know.
the Star of Texas.
Yeah, but you've got the so look, for me, it's a stencil. It's a kid's toy that they make cookies out of. So number 8 is Cowboys for me. Who you got at 7?
Well, you go 7, and then we'll do the
Okay.
serpentine.
So,
Yeah, we're throwing in some wrenches into this.
Arizona Cardinals.
Whoa. Did you whisper this? Like, you're in Arizona, right?
So
Wow, he's thrown his own state under the bus.
So I did some research a long time ago into why the Cardinals were called the Cardinals, and they came from a Chicago team, if I remember rightly, and they wore a type of red that they got played in but got washed out so many times that it was kind of like the Cardinals color. So they started calling them the Cardinals, and then they came to Arizona, and obviously we do have the cardinal bird here, but I love the colors. On the white, it doesn't look too great. I think the on the black and the red, it looks pretty sweet. But it's a fucking bird, and it's not an eagle. It's not a bird of prey. It's a pretty bird. Am I missing something in the U.S. culture or history here? It's like
we have other teams called a cardinal.
I mean, you have the St. Louis.
That's St. Louis.
And do you know what? If you search Cardinals in sports, whether it's Fanatics or Pristine Auction, it always comes up with.
I think it's just like it's an American bird.
I'm sure it is. But if I'm going up and I am the Detroit Lions against the Cardinals, like, wait, are they like this is a herbivore that eats. I mean, I don't know too much about it. I was going to say seed, but then again, they might eat grubs. But it's not.
We don't know.
I'm
not a herbologist.
To be fair to the designers, I don't know if herbologist is.
That's plants, right?
It is.
Omnivorologist. It's something with an O.
Whatever.
Ornithologist.
Ornithologist. There you go. There you go.
It's gonna get there.
But for the designers, in all fairness, if you're gonna make a tame bird aggressive, they have made it aggressive in terms of how it looks. But number 7 is the Cards.
I agree. Tame bird aggressive. Why not be the Arizona Roadrunners? I mean, Wile E. Coyote.
You'd get cancelled.
Yeah.
All right. Who have you got for number 7?
I've got the Broncos. Broncos getting canceled right now. And this just goes back to, why did you ever switch from the big old D?
That's what she said?
No, but I mean John Elway in the Denver D with the Bronco coming through it. Like, that is probably one of the greatest logos of all time. So it's just like nothing will ever compare to that. And so some fire horse, it is great.
So
good.
You're saying it because you made it worse. Like, you had something
it's just
great.
like
Why change
you
it?
had, and you'll see from my best list. My best list is a lot of teams that have not changed their logos, because if you find something that's right, you don't change it. And Denver did the opposite. And it's just like, you need to be called out for that. Like, you should have just stuck with the D.
Which I
sit on it.
I just no, I'll get cancelled for that one as well. All right, so we're at number 6. We're making some good headway. Wait, so this will go to you, or does it go to me now for 6?
I'll take 6.
Okay, it's Serpentine.
Oh, all right. So 6, Browns. Blech. Just boring.
At 6? You gifted them at 6?
Yeah.
So tell me why it's 6. Like, why are they so good to have 6?
Oh, so you think they deserve worse?
Well, we'll find out.
Well, I mean, for me, it's just boring. Like, it's just, we just have an orange helmet. I get the hit. The reason they're 6 and that they're not 1 is because of their history. Well, another team has history, and that's why they're 1. But the reason they're 6, it's just you literally have an orange helmet with a couple stripes. And it's just like, I get it. It's polarizing. People, I don't blame Cleveland fans. It is iconic, but if I'm ranking helmets, like 1 to 32, Browns have to fit in the bottom just simply because what am I grading?
And I'm sure there'll be somebody on the opposite side that'll put them as like number 1.
And I honestly, that's why I put them at 6th worst, because it's just I probably would have put them at 10th or off the list. It's just because they're just an easy target because there's nothing. So I mean, it's polarizing. People are going to hate it. People are going to love it. I don't have a super strong opinion on that. It's really tough to pick like this list, and the Browns are just kind of an easy candidate to put in that, because for me as a non-Browns fan, it's just it's an orange helmet. I'd like to see some more originality.
You know what? I actually feel bad now that where I've put them in. I mean, we'll come to them because I think you've got a lot of good points there. But 6 for me is the Bears. It's a C. It's a C, right? And it used to be better, from what I understand.
Oh, this is where we have a large disagreement.
Because okay, well, this might be my knowledge then.
No,
but it's a C.
It is. That's all it is.
But again, it comes back to it's a fucking bear. It's like
they have an alternate.
Yeah. We're talking about the stand-in one, right?
The only one on the helmet is a C. But I see, like, that's what I really like about the Bears. And I think thinking off the top of my head, I don't know if there are other teams that kind of have, like, I can picture in my head the C, and I can picture the bear in like the same colors. And I don't know if there are any of these other teams, like the Cowboys don't have a fucking astronaut.
Why do the Cowboys have an astronaut?
Like the Bears have a C, and then it's like a bear. The cat, yeah.
Wait, okay. What are the Cowboys supposed to be astronauts?
Strike this from the record.
Okay, wait. All right, okay.
I got the Texans confused.
All right, okay. Okay, and at this point, we're going to talk about our fictitious sponsor for the week, and it is Spartan Condoms. What you'll find with Spartan Condoms is that they won't let anything inside you surprise you like Trojans, and they're really good at blocking things getting into small passages. So Spartan Condoms at spartancondoms.com, better than Trojans. Perfect.
Hashtag better than Trojans. Oh my God, this is too much fun. I could do this for hours.
That's what she said. Okay.
Yeah, we need to start this. Yeah, we're going to start this earlier tomorrow. A lot of content.
Do we need a pee break?
I think I can make it through. We got 5 more.
We've got, yeah.
Do you need a pee break?
I think I can get
I
through.
almost said a pie break. Do we have pie? Is there a pie break?
TJ, you're at number 5. Who's your number 5?
My not hometown Jaguars. I'm picking them here. And the reason that this is going just decades long agony with this helmet. They tortured me with the 2-tone helmet for a while. I had been begging Jacksonville for years personally, just emailing them to go to
Have you ever done
matte.
a handwritten letter?
I'd never tried that. Maybe that might have worked. I mean, they did hear them because they went to a matte black helmet.
Yeah.
But it was matte black in the front and than gold. It was two-toned. It was the worst helmet ever created.
But two-tone had its time. They had two-tone ties, and also two-tone cars. I mean, I never had a two-tone
Where are
car.
they now?
I mean, I saw a two-tone
I'm
Tesla
putting my team at 5.
Okay.
I don't like it. I feel like that mainly just because there's so much potential to do better. I mean, just go back to, I love just the original, not the original Jaguar, because they got sued by the British Jaguar.
Oh, shit, really?
Oh, yeah. They had basically the exact same leaping Jaguar as Jaguar, got sued, had to change that. If they could go back to that, love that. But I mean, just the...
Lazy designers again.
Yeah. I mean, just stealing designs. But I mean, just going back to the simple open mouth Jaguar. We have differing opinions on the Jaguar logo. For me, it's a little too over stylized.
Garish.
They're a teal team, so I don't know if I can say that the logo is garish because their primary color is teal. It's just, yeah, the new logo on the helmet, I love that they just went back to the pure black, and it looks great. I want that old logo back where it's just the traditional Jaguar face with the tongue, and the new one's too detailed. I want it a little simplified, like I will explain. My best logos are, I like simple and just simple designs.
So you want the Jaguar to have an open mouth and the tongue out?
Yes, open mouth, teal tongue out.
And that's a new fetish on Pornhub. Okay. So am I on 5? Yeah, I'm on 5. Chargers.
Wow.
I saw we were in Austin once Sunday Fun Day, and it wasn't a Chargers bar, but some fucker kind of came with his wife, Californian. Wait, yeah, I thought it was Californian, and brought a little flag with his Thunderbolt or whatever the fuck it is, and then they had and they put it on there, and I was like, dude, seriously, you're in Austin. I mean, I know Austin doesn't have a team yet. The McConaughey's will happen.
I mean, you're still just at, like...
But you brought a flag to put over the window.
You're thousands of miles away.
And the Chargers were so shit that year. And this is where I probably don't understand what...
I thought you said you were being unbiased. This seems like this is specifically in spite of this one... this is to you, Alex in Austin.
Yeah. I mean, he is with my ex-girlfriend. Okay.
Herpes.
So, what a Charger is it? I thought it was a horse. A Charger. What the hell is a Charger? Or is it like you're charging up your Tesla?
I thought it was too, but I mean, they are bolts up.
Yeah.
So I hope that clarifies things. Bolts up.
It's shit. All right. Number 4, is it me? Serpentine?
Yeah, you go for.
Jets. Lazy.
Yeah.
All right. Back to you, 4.
Or I've got Panthers, and I have notes Sea Jags. Same thing. I think it's at least Carolina has not changed it. I think they've done a couple tweaks to it. But I mean, I wish I'm saying Jacksonville. I wish they went back to they can't go to the mid 90s. I wish they went back to the early 2000s. Carolina is just, it's just, yeah.
I'm getting the feeling you're not a big cat fan.
I'm a huge cat fan.
I mean, you do have two cats.
Have two. That's why I hate to rank the cat so low, but yeah, you're killing me.
All right.
Panthers, I think, I'm sorry to any Carolina fans. I think you kind of this was tough to rank 1 to 10 and worst. Looking back, I'd probably put you back at 10. Because I like the blue.
That's really kind of you.
Yeah, I mean, I have no ill will. There are expansion brethren, and they've done much better than us. So, cheers to California, Carolina.
All right, so you're number 3.
3, I have the Texans because the Texans are garbage.
This is about helmets. This isn't about
Everything about it.
This isn't about people that love inappropriate massages.
No, yeah, the Texans.
Multiple inappropriate massages.
I just do not like that helmet. I don't.
Is it a bit? I heard somebody that used to work on the team used a word. It's like
What I mean, it's supposed to be a cow skull with the Texas flag like interwoven into it, and it's just like, yeah,
there's a lot going on.
yeah. I mean, like I said, I lived in Texas. I love Texas, but I mean, this one's just like, why?
It's a bit much.
Like, it's like, if we want Texas pride, like, I'm all for that, but we can do this. Like, we can do this better. Like the Houston Texans, like, all right, come on, let's.
They had it better with the Oilers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's also tough to just live up to the climate destroying team that they were. I mean, why aren't they just the Houston climate destroyers?
It is catchier.
And it's just, you can just steal who are the Hurricanes?
Oh, the hockey team?
Yeah, the hockey team. They can just steal all
Carolina?
their signage,
Carolina.
yeah, and just steal it. Like, you can
mean,
we have a hurricane warning. Like, oh, that's our thing. Like, yeah, Houston Texans fans, get used to that because if you don't take global warming seriously, that is your future.
All right, thank you. Oh crap, what was his name? That gag's gonna go down badly. Who ran against George Bush? Bamberg.
Al Gore.
Thank you, Al Gore, for that statement.
Yeah.
All right. And
All right, I was channeling Al Gore there. That's inappropriate of me.
number 3 for me, Washington.
Yeah.
It's. I'm not sure.
Yes.
Is this what they're set on? With fear of getting cancelled, I.
Okay, yeah.
So, all right, that's my number 3. Well, who's your number 2? Wait, who are you on? Are you 3 now?
No, we'll get back to them.
Okay.
Because I have them.
So it's my number 2, right?
No, or is it? Yeah.
We're doing serpentine, right?
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah, so number 2 for me is the Browns. It's not the worst color, but you put the colors together and it looks like a bad night out, and it's poop. You have poop for a helmet and you have poop for a jersey.
I mean, I think the poop jersey mixed with the
bits of carrot
tequila
that come in.
helmet.
The carrot.
The fact that it's just like we're the Cleveland Browns with an orange helmet. It's just.
It's the carrot that you always find in your vomit that you never ate.
Exactly. It's just like, why is the helmet should be brown, right? Like, it should just matter.
Well, as we were talking about this, and I was thinking about it last night, kind of putting them all, I was like, I also did the Ross Geller game, like, you got your 50 states. 50 states.
Yeah, so
we're taking Puerto Rico, and we're taking somewhere else, Canada. And when I was thinking about 32 teams, I was thinking about the Browns. I was like, do they have a B on the helmet? And I always thought they had a B on the helmet. They don't. There's nothing on it.
No, it's just the orange with the candy stripe.
So it's an easy number 2. What you got?
Number 1's Redskins.
Wait. Have you done number
2? Oh, my number 2.
Spoiler.
My number 2, Titans, because I mean, just as bad. I mean, I gave the AFC South just an F in this helmet draft. The AFC South is just really bad. I'm a part of it. I'm part of the problem. It's a lot of expansion teams. It's newer one, but like Ali said earlier, I do not know what the Titans are doing. I just don't. I don't get it. I don't. I think it's supposed to be a Titan shield with 3 crests and a T in it. Whatever it is, I don't like it.
Hey, how about this? We'll email them and say your helmet is ambiguous.
They'll send mayonnaise back because they love to just chug mayonnaise. I don't want anything to do with Tennessee fans, and they don't want anything to do with me. No. And the only reason that they got 2 instead of 1 is because their emblem is not, until this past year, just openly racist, which is the Washington football team. And so right now they are just emblemless. They just have a WFT on the side, which honestly, like if we're ranking that, probably not. It's not in the 10 worst. But the fact that they literally had to change this year from a red-skinned Indian to that gets them number 1 on my list. Like that is, it's just bad.
All right, pour yourself some bourbon. To finish this off, this is a big poop.
I've never pooped this long.
You haven't?
No. It's still not my turn. Ollie's been hogging it this entire time.
50-minute poop. I think if there's been some good Sky Sports kind of stories, maybe 50 would be a long one. Okay, so to finish off, number 1, Detroit Lions. And the reason why is that Lions, and it is the least ferocious line I've ever seen. And the colours, and also the way that they've been performed. I haven't known the Lions ever to be good. And my good buddy, he was just saying that he's just bought kind of a signed Calvin Johnson jersey and DeAndre Swift jersey. And I was like, and I love the guy, but it's like,
oh, why did you throw your money away?
But I mean, it's just that again, do you know
I mean, Calvin Johnson is one of the greatest receivers to ever play the game. And it's just unfortunate what happened with his time. I mean, Detroit is just one of those franchises where I don't want to say cursed. It's just they've had a lot of unfortunate things happen to that franchise. So I don't have them in my top 10 best. I don't have them in my top 10 worst. I feel for Detroit fans, and
you know what? Like, I think with a lion, and I'm going to end this on it, is England is the 3 lions.
Yeah. So
do you know we've recently changed our national soccer team?
What do you mean?
So it's still the 3 lions, but instead of just the 3 standard lions, there is now a male lion, a lioness, and a cub as the 3 lions to make sure that we're being PC. The PC lions.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. I don't know which one's worse, Detroit Lions or England Lions. So Detroit Lions, the worst NFL helmet. And that is the Getting Paid to Poop episode. The World Helmets will be back. Probably not with Getting Paid to Poop episode on the best 10 helmets, since this has taken 15 minutes and it's supposed to be a 10-minute episode. But thank you. If you have pooed this long, congratulations.
Go see help. Go seek help.
We'll see you on the next episode.